Arsenal versus Tottenham match analysis in a detail. Let's talk about the Arsenal squad first. So all of the players that they have in the back line, I mean, apart from William Saliba, I think the missing link that we all saw last time was there was no backup for Tini. And after Zinchenko came in, that position was fulfilled. I would argue that William Saliba is in the team just because he's left-footed. I think Ben White should play as a right back, considering the fact that they have Tomiyasu over there. And here's a stat: William Saliba has not been dribbled past in the past 720 minutes that he's played. So he is that capable of a centre back. I think he's 21, and he's a completely different beast altogether. Martinelli has matured immensely. I think the decisions that he's making right now, it's completely off the charts. We have that Brazilian flair with him as well, and then he's bombing down from the left hand side. And I think the combination play that's happening between Zinchenko and Martinelli, as well as Tini and Martinelli, it will give Arsenal a different edge with Saka operating on the right, and you have Martin Odegaard holding the central attacking midfield position. Thomas Partey is the unsung hero of the squad. Thomas Partey, I think he was the fulcrum of the squad. I mean, the way he and Xhaka handled the midfield, apart from three chances that were created by Tottenham, which I think all of them were on the break. Um, they could have had more Tottenham. I mean, with those chances, they could have made more out of it. But the problem was Perisic was bombing down the left hand side. I mean, he had a good game. He tried to do something from the left hand side, but it's the same pattern that we are seeing in Tottenham. Cheers. We'll talk about talking what I'm saying. We'll talk to people about Tottenham later on. Let's address Arsenal's, tactics today. Arteta has brought out some of Pep Guardiola's mentality, and he has fine-tuned it to an extent where his teams are capable of going into the final third, going into games where they can be tricky and still try and dominate those games. And I think, for a matter of fact, Arsenal are trying to be back in those days where they used to be. I mean, back in 2008, 2007, that particular era. But there will be improvements. They will need reinforcements, especially in the middle of the park. I think Sammy Lokanga, okay, but a central defensive midfield will be a solid addition. Apart from that, I think, if we look at the match, if you watch the replay again, Tottenham were not doing anything. I mean, the only player that was annoying the Arsenal defenders that was Richarlison, and he had, I think, the most crucial chance of the game. In the first half, I think that was back in the 13th minute or something like that. Within that time frame, and that would have added a different complexion to the game altogether. Um, Unfortunately, they didn't score, and it was fortunate for Arsenal that Thomas Partey scored after that. But what a hit! What a hit outside the box! That's a remarkable hit that I've seen in a long, long, long time. Granit Xhaka is a different animal. I think you remember that incident where he threw the armband and stuff like that. The entire Andes was against him. Yes, he's rough. He's not mobile, but on his days, my goodness, Granit Xhaka is as sweet as a Swiss chocolate. He's as refined as that. And Gabriel Jesus is bringing more, like I would say, dynamicity. I don't know if that word exists or not, but some dynamic structure is happening in the top of the field. For Tottenham, on the other hand, I think the day Harry Kane and Heung-min Son are not clicking, they are not able to turn the game, and that's a major issue. If we look at all the players that were playing for Tottenham today, I mean, they went. Emerson Royal went off, right. It was a silly challenge. He had, I don't know, like in which grade he's in, but an eighth grade student would also not make that kind of a tackle on Gabriel Martinelli. That was, And after that, there were five defensive changes that were made by Antonio Conte. Now that's it was damage limitation already. That's not how you win that football game. Um, it's a derby, and derby should be played at its spirit. I just hope that Antonio Conte is here till the end of the season, because with the way Tottenham are playing, I think there is a lack of balance. I think everything is happening from the left hand side. There should be reinforcements like on the centre back front, and I think Jet Spence should start. I think he's a bright kid. He should be given an opportunity to go and battle out the position with Emerson Roy. On the other hand, I think I mean Kane and Son, how long will Tottenham depend on them? They're basically carrying the team. Heung-min Son came on last week, scored a hat trick, and everything was like so sweet. And today he's had a bad game. Even XG predicted that they were having I think 1.4 on goal compared to Arsenal's 2.3 or something like that. I have to cross check those numbers again, but their position of 65% Arsenal, 35% Tottenham. It's okay if you play with a counter-attacking strategy. I think they try to implement the same strategy as United did to them. I think United were pretty clinical in their chances when they visited Stratford, but not Stratford, and I mean the Theatre of Dreams. Um, but yes, I think Arsenal will be a real force. They will be a force that would go out there and try and showcase what they have built across. I think it's a process, and this process is turning out to be a good one for them. So that's all. That's all the analysis from my end. I think I have overshot by 3 minutes or something like that. I intended to keep it within three, but let me know how you like this. If you watched full, subscribe, comment, and tell me which points should I be missing. What are the improvements that you would like to see, and what are the discussion points that we could have touched more upon. So thank you so much for watching this, and have a great day.